So we're continuing with our discussion, and we were using Ecclesiastes chapter 11 as our curriculum guide for today. And these are also Christian moves, but we're actually using it today as a millionaire move because Solomon was a very wealthy man, and these are things that he observed in his times. And if Solomon observed these in his time, we know that he was a very wise man. So he's speaking from wisdom. And there has been nobody on this earth, no man on this earth as wise as Solomon, other than Jesus. But Jesus said the queen of Sheba came from a faraway place to hear the wisdom of Solomon. But one greater than Solomon is here, speaking of himself. But we know that Solomon was a very wise man. And if we go back and reread what he wrote, his wisdom should still apply to today. So we know all the Dave Ramseys and everybody else. But the Bible says that nobody has been as wise as Solomon. So I'm going to go back and study this, not only from a Christian move standpoint, but even from a secular standpoint. Smart people, wise people ought to be studying Solomon. So Solomon says, you do not know which will succeed, whether this or that, whether both will do equally well. So he's talking about calculated risk, and this is not a gamble because he's done these things before, right? I said in another thought that with a high degree of certainty, a farmer knows that if he just dropped the seed in the dirt, it's going to come up. How much it will yield, he might not necessarily know. But if you're dropping, I remember one time I had some cucumber seeds. I was going to try to be a farmer. You know, that's what they do back home. I was going to make me a little garden. I never did it, so I just threw the seeds in the backyard, just threw them away, basically. You know what? A week or so later, a week or two later, I was mowing the yard, mowing over cucumbers. I never dug a hole. I never watered it. I didn't even plant it. I sprayed it. I just threw them out. And it still produced cucumbers. See, some things are going to just yield something. You just have to put forth the effort. And even if you put forth little effort, it's still going to yield something. So it's not a gamble. It's a calculated risk. And it's just lazy and fearful people won't even take the risk. And I was too lazy to plant those cucumbers. And I just threw them away and they still sprouted. So I'm telling you, put forth some effort, if it's just a little bit every day. Boyce Watkins talks about the $5 a day plan for investing. If you just do a little bit until you get your footing under you, till you get comfortable, then it's going to yield something. We listen to Steve McBride with Millionaire Moves.